Hi guys, welcome to Investing with JYK, and today we'll just give a quick update on DRAM prices. So I made a video on Micron a while ago, and basically the majority of their income is DRAM, and the another large part of that is SSDs. So I thought it would be interesting to see the DRAM's price movement. So what I did was I found a bunch of stuff on Amazon that selling pretty well with large amount of customer reviews. You can see here is one is 2,000, 1,491, 100, something like that. So I put all of them into this pretty nice website, Camel. People use it to do price tracking, to buy stuff. But for us, it's a pretty nice tool for looking at price movements for DRAM. So I basically put all of them in here, and then you can see the price movement. These are all DDR4s, because DDR3 is on its way out, so I only cared about DDR4s. And then if you look at this, they range from mid frequency, so 3 gigahertz ones, to the 2.4 gigahertz ones. Actually, this is, what frequency is this? I don't know what the hell is MT per second. But should be the cheaper ones. So that's, I think it's 2.4. And you got the another 3,000, and then you got a 3,000, and you got a 3,200, and 3,600. So we went from the low frequency 2.4 all the way to 3.6 gigahertz. So, and then I entered all of them into here. So it's in my browser history. I'm just going to do going back. So you can see the price. I mean, it doesn't have price going all the way back, but you can see there's a peak in end of last year for this high-end one. The high-end is 3.6 gigahertz memory. And if we go back one, 3.2, the peak happened at, again, somewhere around end of last year, because this one is a different, let me just make it slightly bigger. This one's a different scale, because this is February, so November, that's December, that's peaked in December. Going back again, peaked in December. Going back again, peaked in December. And going back, this is the really cheap one. So this one peaked in December and never came down. And this one peaked in end of January. This is a 3,000 gigahertz, fairly low latency module. And then it peaked at end of January, and it's since come down a little bit, right? So that's what we see. Okay, so those are like the anecdotal price. And I found a nice website called PC Part Picker, and that stuff has like price graphs. So all these lines are, the blue lines are individual prices, and the one here is like supposedly the average price. I don't know exactly how they compute it, but that's what all we have. Without paying more money, this is all we get. So this is DDR3, low frequency DDR3, and you can see it peaked end of last year to begin to like about January-ish. And this one is a mid-frequency DDR3. Peak was at January, end of January. And DDR3 slightly higher frequency, 1866. It's ticked up back again, but the peak I think is still at January and December. And this one again is DDR3, very high. These are very high frequency DDR3s. It's almost at the peak. I think the top we ever got was 2400. Peak is again at January. So that this is this is the top frequency DDR3 peak at January. This is a different module. So that's 2 times 8. These are 2 times 4s, right? So 2 times 8. So 8, and we're not going to go through each of by 3, but just look at this. Peak at December, peaked at December, peaked at December. This is actually peaked at February, and peaked at January, and there was a little bit of tick up in mid-April. This is still looking at DDR3. Now we're looking at DDR4, peak in February. I think that peak was in December. That peak was somewhere in December, I think. And again, the peak is at December, I think. This is still higher than February. And this is again some old stuff which people don't buy anymore, so it's kind of irrelevant. And again, this the DDR3 peak in January, and this is DDR3 peak in January, and again DDR3 peak in January. So I haven't checked Micron's price for a while, but let's check that. So if you look at 5-year price, there was a clear peak into in late December, so I think market kind of picked up this message of peak DRAM price. There's another peak here. I don't know what's special here. Maybe people just found it to be undervalued. And yeah, the PE looks really nice, but I don't know if this can sustain itself. Maybe this will keep going down, but we just have to keep looking, right? And so for this video, I really just want to introduce some tools that you can use. One is this camel stuff. You can track price on Amazon. That is a good way. Just track the popular ones, and then this PC part picker is useful as well. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. And if you think this is useful, please subscribe and click like, and comment if you want me to look into something or have some suggestions. I'm all ears.